Hello guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. Mikoshin and Goku were releasing an incredible power. So much was their power that even several dimensional cracks were opening all over the place. At that moment, it seemed that the whole place was paralyzed. That's right, Goku and Mikoshin began to exchange blows at an even faster speed than the speed of light. After exchanging a few blows, Goku was able to connect an effective blow, which would send Mikoshin to fly to a planet, falling without any defense. At that moment, Goku would approach all the others. "Leave this place! I'll defeat her, but I can't concentrate or release all my power if I think I can hurt you." "Goku, I trained with you. Are you sure you can stop that demon?" "We trained together, Beerus, but you never realized my true power. Now leave immediately!" They all began to leave at a great speed. However, Mikoshin, upon realizing this event, would throw a great sphere of energy at them, which Goku would reject. "Beerus, you're already much faster than Zeno-sama. Use your lightning speed and get out of here quickly." Beerus at that moment would take everyone and seemed to have transformed into the same lightning. That's right, Beerus' speed had exploded. Only being able to see some lightning around, Beerus was moving at an incredible speed. Damn. That damn cat's speed increased by an overwhelming amount. Now that none of the beings I care about are here, I can unleash my power. Don't say stupid things. The power you're using now is all your power. If that's what you thought, I hope you're prepared for the power I am about to unleash. Goku at that moment would return to his base state, leaving Mikoshin a little surprised, since his power had diminished rapidly. Mikoshin, without losing the opportunity to attack, however, Goku increased his power again to incredible scales, being able to push her away with a simple expulsion of his power. I hope you're prepared for the transformation that even surpasses the Super Saiyan 4. This transformation still, we don't know what to call it yet, and no one's able to beat me in this form. Goku at that moment would access the Ultra Instinct, but something to differentiate was the power he gave off. What is it supposed to be doing? The power he's releasing is barbaric. Mikoshin at that moment would be totally amazed. At the moment, she had observed the Omni mark on the forehead of that Saiyan. Admire the power of the most powerful Saiyan of all universes! The Saiyan who even gave his life for his loved ones and was betrayed by everyone. Goku at that moment would continue to increase his power in such an overwhelming way that even Goku's power would reach the angelic realm. This power is from that guy who's fighting with Mikoshin. This is incredible. I don't think Mikoshin will be able to face him. At that moment, a new guy would appear, Nin-sama. The power that is released from the multiverse of Zeno-sama is incredible. Even Mikoshin's capable of losing his life. Personally, the second most powerful angel of the angelic realm will take care of that miserable mortal. I trust you, Geika. Your power is so great that you can end the life of a king with just one finger. But the power that's released is incredible. Don't worry, my lady. I'll bring the head of this wretch to our palace. Geika at that moment would also go to the multiverse of Zeno-sama. Goku would still continue to increase his power in an amazing way. From a great glow, you could see Goku, who was with his new transformation, even some marks all over his body. I'm ready. Now I hope you could do something, because in this transformation, I'm not able to contain myself in the least. Goku at a speed that even surpassed Mikoshin would give her a great blow that would leave her seeing everything blurry. That's right, she could even observe how everything around her was moving quickly. It shouldn't be happening. The blow you gave me has done terrible damage to me. Goku at that moment, without giving any time, would begin to beat up the angel. While Goku was giving him blows, she would say to herself, I have to knock her out quickly before I can feel my power begin to diminish. Great power begins to approach. Goku and Mikoshin would continue exchanging blows. After 3 more minutes, Mikoshin was in terrible condition. That's right, she was no longer able to continue. Goku at that moment would approach Mikoshin. I can see that you don't have evil ki. You're only following orders and I won't kill you. However, at that very moment, Geika would arrive at the battlefield, giving him a great blow, which would make him retreat a few meters. Mikoshin, are you alright? Mikoshin wouldn't say anything, knowing that the Saiyan would have ended her life whenever she wanted. However, she didn't do it. I swear that I'll crush every one of your miserable bones until you beg for your pathetic life. I'll not only finish you off, even your cursed offspring. Goku at that time would stand up, staring at him. You don't have the power to back up your words. You're a simple insect. Goku at that moment began to give some blows to Goku, which he dodged and blocked. Goku, realizing that his power was about to fade, he would quickly use all his power in his last blow, communicating telepathically with Mikoshin. The attack that I was going to perform this very moment has the necessary power to finish with all the 12 universes. Know that you're not a bad person, unlike the guy who arrived. I use all my power in this blow. Goku at that moment began to increase his power in an incredible way. That's right, Son Goku's power was gathering in his fist. Receive this! And Killer Dragon God's attack! A great white dragon would come out of Goku's fist, which was destroying everything around him. The moment Goku, realizing such a monstrous technique would increase a large part of his power. That won't be enough. Dark Mythic Dragon, Travelor! At that moment, a great dark dragon would come out of Goku's body. Both attacks begin to collide. Not being able to see a clear winner after 30 seconds of colliding, the powerful dragon of Goku is able to pulverize Goku's dragon. Goku at that moment would fall out of combat and unconscious. Goku with his last energy would begin to use to teleport, while Goku would be hit with that great attack, being disintegrated quickly. Curse! Angelic Barrier! Mikoshin was able to create a powerful barrier, which, despite having much of her power, was severely cracked. I can't believe it! That guy's power is really scary. His power is so much that it's hard to believe that he's a mere mortal. Meanwhile, with Beerus and the others, they had reached their planet. That's right, Beerus, with all the power he had, was able to place a strong barrier throughout Universe 7. Meanwhile, with Goku, he was able to feel that key of the hit, although it was something different. He would quickly use teleportation to reach Hit, Kaba, Kale, and Khalifa. That's right, these 4 warriors of Universe 6 had not been absorbed by being hidden in another dimension. They're Goku, but how did you get here? More importantly, where were you? I searched for you all over Universe 7 because we needed your power. Goku at that moment would be out of combat. He would quickly take out again one of the pills he had collected in one of his missions by feeding it to Son Goku. However, the wounds were so serious that he would still be out of combat. I don't know what happened to you, but I could tell that you came from a battle that almost ended your life. Returning to the planet of Beerus, he was very thoughtful about everything that was happening in the 12 universes. At that moment, a great golden light was able to be observed by all the universes. It was a symbol of the light that was able to be observed, and one of death, of the greatest, highest ranks of angels. At that moment, in angelic realm, Nin would be much more furious to realize that Goku, his second commander, had fallen in battle. Damn it! I don't know who you are, but I'll personally put an end to all your existence. At that moment, all the universes seemed to be frozen by the great golden energy that ran through each one of them. Meanwhile, with Mikoshin, that battle had made him change his ideals. That's right, Mikoshin killed and murdered by all the others of his queen, and that Satan was able to spare his life because he felt goodness in his heart. From now on, I'll choose my own destiny, and first I want to find who you are, Goku. Even Nin's not evil, but Yakamoto has been manipulating her for millions of years. Mikoshin would recover completely, starting to look for Son Goku in all the 12 universes. Meanwhile, the dimension which Hit had created, Goku after 1 week would wake up, being surprised to observe the warriors of Universe 6. I'd only felt that your key, but Hit, I realized that they're all here. Don't worry, there you are, Goku. But tell me, where were you all this time? Goku at that moment started to explain everything that had happened, even the battle with Daishanken and the 11 Destroyer Gods. So that's why Champa wanted the power of all of us. But it's all over now, and we can relax for a moment. Goku at that moment would change his expression to a much more serious one. Nothing's over. Some beings which come from the angelic world want to destroy this whole universe because of the fact that I finished with Daishanken of the future. Do we have a chance to defeat them? Of course we have a chance to defeat them, but it won't be easy, because their power is amazing. I ended up in terrible condition when I fought with their second commander. We have become very powerful with Kale, so we'll be of great help in this upcoming battle, but teach us how to reach the Super Saiyan Blue. Goku at that moment would smile a bit. Of course I'll train them, and we'll save all the universes. Returning to the planet of Beerus, everyone would remember that Zeno-sama was very thoughtful and that everything had happened. This is all very strange, since as far as I remember, Nin-sama was the creator of the angelic realm loved by mortals. She'd never dare to do such an atrocity. I agree with you, Zeno-sama. Something very strange is happening in the upper echelons of the divine world, and we must be prepared or we'll die without putting up any resistance.
Of course we will put up resistance. If they want to take our lives, we will fight.
Meanwhile, in the angelic world, Nin was organizing an army of angels. However, in his mind, he would hear the voice of Yakamoto. Nin, you must not use an army of angels. If you do, all the other multiverses will know of my existence and what we're planning. So just gather the 3 most powerful angels and let them go with you. Sure, you're right. Nin at that moment would try to contact Mikoshin, however, she didn't respond to his call. Mikoshin, if you don't show up at the Angelic Palace in less than 24 hours, we'll consider you as a traitor and we'll finish you off.
I'm no longer interested in any of that. I swear I'll make you return to the way you were before. You're the most incredible genius. Don't let them manipulate you.
Meanwhile, with Beerus, he had agreed to his transformation, maximum power observing Zeno-sama and Daishinken.
This time I'll be the one to train them. We must increase our powers.
Daishinken would increase his power to the maximum, while Zeno-sama would charge to his maximum power of combat form. Beerus had access to his maximum power with the intention of training the once most powerful divine beings. I'll not use lethal blows on you, but you must be able to endure great agony to create from your body an indestructible barrier. Understood, Beerus. We trust you. Beerus at that moment would begin to move at an amazing speed, which seemed invisible to both deities, which tried to be on the defensive. However, at that moment, Beerus would begin to slaughter both at once. That's right, the power of Beerus was able to overcome them abysmally. However, Daishinken and Zeno-sama at that moment were also trying to attack Beerus, but although they hit him, their blows had no effect on Beerus, who was currently the god that had surpassed all the limits of a king at all. Meanwhile, with Goku and the other warriors of Universe 6, he was training them in the same way. And since Goku was much more serious this time, he would begin his training with battles, since it was the best training for the whole body to adapt to the damage of the others, and also to possess Zenkais, while Hit was meditating to be able to unlock 100% of his killing ability. In another place of the 12 universes, the powerful Mikoshin was looking for Goku, not being able to locate him, even in his mind. Thoughts that Goku had died were passing through his mind. I don't think that powerful Saiyan who possessed Omni power will be defeated so easily. I'm sure he's still alive. Mikoshin, without giving up, would continue searching for Goku in every corner of the universe. Meanwhile, in the angelic realm, Nin was prepared to end the lives of all the beings in Zeno-sama's multiverse, including Mikoshin. In 15 minutes, the 3 Supreme Commanders and I will head to the multiverse of Zeno-sama to finish with every scum of that place. After 15 minutes, Nin and his 3 commanders were about to leave. However, the most powerful commander of all would speak. Nin-sama, but if even Mikoshin had been overshadowed by that Saiyan, we the 3 Supreme Commanders have thought of merging. I think that's an excellent idea. Of course you can do it. At that moment, a great pentagram would appear all over the place, and the 3 Supreme Commanders would begin to merge. After a great roar, a new warrior could be observed who had an intimidating appearance. I am the result of the fusion of the 3 Supreme Commanders. We're ready to finish with all the trash of Zeno-sama's multiverse. We'll even finish off Mikoshin if she's still alive, since she's a traitor. Nin and that subject named Archon began to fly through all the space-time, crossing each of the megaversal barriers of the multiverses. After a few minutes of traveling, they had reached their destination. However, time in the angelic realm passed in a very different way. While in that place it was only 15 minutes, in the multiverse of Zeno-sama, months and even years had passed, in which everyone had increased their powers in an amazing way. And in the same way, Mikoshin had resigned himself to find Goku, since he didn't feel any essence of his power and believed that he had already perished. Flashback. Apparently, Son Goku did die in that battle, but it doesn't matter. And then I'll take his place and avenge him. When all this is over, I'll use the Super Dragon Balls to bring him back to life. And at that moment, Mikoshin started with his great training in part of the 12 universes. And flashback. That power is that of Nin-sama, and apparently she's accompanied by a very powerful being that even equal in his power, but I have trained very hard, so I'm sure I could deal with that power. Mikoshin would begin to move through all the universes at an amazing speed, being able to quickly reach the planet of Beerus, realizing that Nin and the subject had not yet arrived. However, the moment Mikoshin would reach the planet of Beerus, everyone would be on guard. Have you come to finish us off? Let me tell you that we have become very powerful. We won't be an easy prey that you could just humiliate. Mikoshin-sama, I admired you as well as Nin-sama. I don't know what happened to you, but you were the goddess who loved life. Mikoshin at that moment would begin to explain everything that had happened since the battle with that Saiyan. However, at that precise moment, both subjects had arrived to the planet of Beerus, which, in spite of being the most resistant planet among the 12 gods, began to be destroyed by the simple pressure that both warriors released.
So my suspicions were true. The only thing you did was to betray us. Now your betrayal will be paid with death. I want your head in my palace. Nin, please react. You're not this person. Someone's using you, and you're not able to react. You are the most powerful genius of all the multiverses.
Nin at that moment would throw herself against Mikoshin without caring what she said. In that instant, both goddesses began to exchange blows for all the universes. That's right, Mikoshin, being a prodigy, was able to reach a new power in a few months, being able to even equal Nin, who was a prodigy but had never dedicated herself to training.
Damn, I can't believe you have the same power as me. But even with that, you won't be able to defeat me, since the only way will be for you to end my life.
Meanwhile, with Archon, the fusion was observing the three subjects with a very serious look. At that moment, without wasting time, Daishinken would raise his power to the maximum, making everything around him rumble. Zeno-sama would not be left behind, since at that moment, he would begin with his great transformation, which at this moment was extremely incredible, having increased in an unreal way his power. No matter what you do, you'll never be able to defeat me. The difference in power is like heaven and earth. No matter if you're a god or even angelic being, we'll not give you our lives without a fight. Beerus at that moment would likewise begin to increase his power to the maximum, leaving Archon a little surprised by the power that Beerus was emanating. The power of that cat's amazing. But even so, they won't be able to take me down, although it will be a difficult battle. Beerus at that moment had also finished with his transformation, and at that instant, the three warriors had launched themselves in a savage way against Archon, starting to exchange blows as well. While Beerus and Daishinken attacking together, Zeno-sama, who possessed the energy to eliminate a king altogether, he only launched attacks from a distance with the intention of finishing with a single attack. His coordination was perfect, being able to even put the powerful angelic in a few predicaments. Meanwhile, in the dimension of Hit, everyone had finished their training. However, the beings that stood out the most were Goku and Hit, which had increased their power in an amazing way.
Hit, your assassination techniques are amazing, and with your time jump improved to 1 minute 15 seconds is deadly. No being would be able to withstand it.
No being? Then tell me how you're able to surpass my time jump. You're the only warrior that, despite using my maximum power, could never even scratch him. Goku at that moment would give a big smile.
I don't know, Hit, but it's time to get out of this place. I feel that the final battle is closer than we imagined.
It's okay, Goku. While Kale, Khalifa, and Kaba, the three Saiyans in the same way, had increased their power in an amazing way, being able to access the Ultra Instinct without a problem, at that moment, he would create again his technique to be able to leave that place. However, at the moment of leaving, all of them would feel some incredible powers coming from the Beerus planet.
This is not a training. The power of Beerus, Daishinken, and Zeno-sama is at its limit. It seems that the battle's still going on.
I better go help everyone else.
No, Hit! Let them reach their limit. Of course we won't let them die, but they must fight for their survival.
Returned to the battlefield, both battles were very evenly matched, or so they thought. Since both angelic ones were not using the power of Yakamoto, which was a forbidden power that in exchange for an amazing power, they kept their essence every time they used it.
Master, lend me some of your power for me and Archon. I can't stand that these damned ones have the same power as us.
Of course, Nin, as you asked for it. At that moment, an amazing power began to enter the body of both deities, which on this occasion had a great advantage. In a matter of seconds, the balance had changed drastically since the power of the warriors had increased in an amazing way, beginning to massacre them.
What the hell happened? Where were they able to get more power from?
Archon, in a matter of seconds, had been able to leave Zeno-sama and Daishoken on the brink of death. At that moment, Archon would begin to exchange blows with Beerus, which was the most powerful after Mikoshin. However, despite having all that great power, he was not able to face Archon. After only 5 more minutes of battle, Beerus would fall to the ground on the brink of death in the same manner. They don't have enough power to finish this off. At that moment, Mikoshin had fallen to the ground badly wounded. Meanwhile, with Goku and the others, Goku at that moment would switch to Ultra Instinct. With a serious look, he would observe Hit. I understand what you're trying to tell me. Hit at that moment would use Time Jump, being able to stop time for about 1 minute. At that moment, Goku at an amazing speed would get in front of everyone who were about to die by a large sphere of angelic energy. However, when time would return to normal, Goku had been able to disintegrate that great attack with only one of his hands.
But how the hell were they able to do this? They have no energy!
But Archon was able to notice a new subject, informing Nin.
So, a new protector. Now we'll finish you off too.
Goku at that moment, with his great speed, he would stand next to Nin, watching her closely. Archon, furious because he had been completely ignored, would direct a strong blow which Goku, with one of his hands, had stopped it, and in the same way had sent him flying with hundreds of wounds all over his body.
I feel strange energy inside of you. Apparently a powerful being is taking advantage of you. Don't say stupid things. You're a simple Saiyan that I don't understand what we angelic beings are. Angelic beings or not, you're imbeciles who have let yourselves be used by a being that is only the thing he needed was your existence to access his maximum power. Nin and Archon at that moment rushed against Goku, but to everyone's surprise, Goku had left them out of combat with a few blows. At that moment, Goku would stretch out one of his hands, transmitting a part of his power to each one of them, and would stare at Mikoshin. I knew that inside you there was a goodness. You never let yourself be completely manipulated by that thing. Thank you very much for giving me another chance. I'm getting better every day.
At that moment, an incredible power would be felt all over that place. That's right, Yakamoto had absorbed enough essence from all the beings who were asking for his power. You're a worthy rival. Today I'll finish with all of you and I'll become the only supreme being. That's only if you manage to finish me off. Only if you manage to finish us off. At that moment, Hit would also begin to increase his power to the maximum, making everything around him tremble, and Goku would agree to his Omni transformation since he felt the bestial power of the guy who was in front of them. Goku and Hit had increased their power to the maximum. Without another word, they launched themselves against Yamato, who, to everyone's surprise, had the necessary power to stop those 2 blows of an amazing power, with which they were capable of eliminating universes. I can't believe it. I never knew of the existence of a god above the angelic god Zeno-sama. This is amazing, but I'll never stay behind anyone. I also have trained very hard. God of Universe 7 Beerus, the king of everything, and I will give you all your power so that you'll be able to also help them in this great battle. At that moment, an amazing power would begin to access the whole body of Beerus, which had been filled with an amazing divine power. Accessing his transformation with a great speed and strong blow would send Yakamoto to fly, which was not able to observe such a bestial attack.
Beerus, so you've increased your power as well. That's amazing.
Not only you have done it, I've also trained in the power of Zeno-sama and Daishoken-sama, so I'm not allowed to lose that because of that. How interesting it is to observe how the 3 most powerful beings of the universe unite against me, and even with that, they're not able to make a scratch on me. At that moment, Hit would use his time jumping technique, except for Goku and Beerus, so that both of them would attack in that time opening. However, Yakamoto had so much power that he was able to fight through space and time, which would surprise Hit. If we don't put an end to your existence today, we're condemning all the beings of the other universes. I, as a legendary assassin, will be in charge of putting an end to you. hit at that moment in the same way at a great speed would join in the attack, which despite being 3 against 1, Yakamoto would still have a great advantage, since he dodged each of their blows, being able to even connect blows with left of them very badly wounded.
What the hell's going on? How's it possible that he's defeating us if we're 3 against 1?
The battle would continue for a few more minutes, in which Mikoshin would be amazed at the power that the 3 warriors had, while Nin and Archon were out of combat as a brutal mental power released them.
So this is the true power of Son Goku. I can't believe it. But he himself didn't seem to be able to end the life of that guy.
At that moment, Nin would be the first one awake with a severe headache.
What happened? Where am I? I feel like I've been asleep for a million years. I don't remember anything. Nin-sama, are you alright? Mikoshin, long time no see. Of course I'm fine, but where are we?
Mikoshin, noticing that Nin seemed not to remember anything what had happened, began to explain to him everything that had happened with every detail, and he was very surprised.
So that bastard's been using me. I can't believe it. I'll never forgive him.
At that moment, that Nin would leave the energy field, he'd fall to the ground because the pressure of the battle was overwhelming. So much, even the powerful Nin was not able to stand up in front of these great pressures.
I'm not going to do nothing. That's Saiyan. He looks so much like Akumo, the first Supreme Saiyan of our clan, so I'll trust him. Akumo? I've never heard of a Supreme Saiyan in the angelic world. Akumo's time was millions of years ago, but the whole clan respects Akumo's descendants. As far as I could tell, this Saiyan has a great resemblance.
Mikoshin would be surprised to learn that Goku was a descendant of such a powerful being. Nin at that moment would begin to communicate with his entire clan telepathically.
Beings of all the angelic realm, the descendants of Akumo need our help. An extremely evil being is about to destroy everything, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but even I'm not capable of defeating him. Only him, but he needs our help.
At that moment, hundreds of thousands of energies began to move through all the universes. That's right, the beings of the angelic realm of each universe began to transmit a great power to Goku, who, while he was fighting, felt like he was getting heavier and heavier while his strength increased in an unreal way.
So this is the power of all the universes' angelic world. I won't let you down.
Goku at that moment would communicate telepathically with Beerus and hit.
Guys, please resist. I need to assimilate all this power and be ready to finish with that wretch once and for all.
Goku at that moment would begin to increase his power in an amazing way, which seemed to have no limit. In a moment, a being in front of him would appear, however, it was inside his mind.
So you're my offspring, but you need much more power. You need to return to Super Saiyan Phase 4 and combine it with your divine power to the maximum, since that state's known as Berserker and is capable of withstanding great amounts of energy.
Goku at that moment would understand everything Akumo said, and starting to increase his power, accessing Super Saiyan Phase 4, an amazing power was releasing Goku's body, even all the universes were shaking from such power. After a few moments, a gigantic roar similar to the beast that had made every corner of the angelic realm and every universe rumble. Even Yakamoto had felt great terror.
What the hell is this? The mighty god slaughters trembling for a mere mortal. This must be a fucking nightmare.
At that moment, Goku finished his transformation. His fur was very similar to the Ultra Instinct. While he was in Super Saiyan Phase 4, Goku at that moment would stare at Yakamoto, who was torturing both warriors. Goku, with a very cold look, would move at an amazing speed with which no one was able to observe, would grant him a great blow in the part of the abdomen, which would make him spit a great amount of blood.
What the hell? How were you able to cause me so much damage with a single blow?
Yakamoto, without recovering from the blow, had launched himself against Goku, which this time was not able to cause any scratches to him. However, Goku was amazed by the power he had, and even Yakamoto would increase his power much more.
Don't think that was all my power. I've dominated the entire angelic realm for millions of years, so I have a great reserves of energy.
Yakamoto at that moment would increase his power, with which millions of planets around him would be destroyed. The power was so much that even the barrier that Goku had put at the beginning began to be destroyed. Goku, noticing this, would stretch one of his hands, with which he would regenerate it completely.
Goku, don't let him access his maximum power. This could be bad. I don't know exactly how much power he has stolen from the angelic realm. Don't worry, Nin. No matter how much power he stole, he won't be enough to finish me off.
Yakamoto, after about 3 minutes of increasing his power to the maximum, he could look much more confident.
I appreciate your patience in allowing me to access my maximum power. Now die.
Yakamoto at that moment was able to hit him with a blow, which would send him to fly to Goku. But he would not finish his attack since Yakamoto would begin to crash Goku with each star, planet that crossed around him. Even great energy attacks, which had the power to finish the universe, were launched into Goku's body. After a few minutes in which Goku had received each of Yakamoto's blow, Goku would stand up.
Now it's my turn, don't you think? I must confess that you have great resistance. No being would be able to withstand all those blows.
Goku at that moment at lightning speed would begin to attack Yakamoto, who did not believe that the power of his fists would be so much. That's right, Goku's power had also increased because every moment that passed, the battle his body was adapting the power of all the other beings. Goku at that moment would begin to exchange blows with Yakamoto, in which in the exchange of blows, felt like his arms were trembling due to the power. However, Goku from one moment to another would increase much more of his speed, with which he was able to give a beating to Yakamoto, which would leave him flying on the ground and spitting blood. But all of those present were astonished.
Not even with his hidden power was he able to face Goku. I can't believe it.
Lord Goku has become truly powerful. He's capable of taking Yakamoto's life without any effort. We trust you, Goku. Finish him off and bring peace to all the universes.
Thank you for your words, my friends. This victory is dedicated to each of you.
I've not lost yet. I'll not lose to a simple Saiyan.
Yakamoto, you never had a chance against me. Now it's time to end your existence.
Goku at that moment began to exchange blows at a high speed with Yakamoto, but this time, Yakamoto is no longer able to do anything against Goku, which this time had achieved a power that even surpassed the entire angelic realm.
The day of your death has arrived. You manipulated millions of beings in exchange for their power, but not even with that power were you able to face me. You're scum.
Goku at that moment would grant him a powerful blow, which would send him flying. Without wasting time, he would change one of his most powerful attacks.
Receive this! Hit of the Punisher Dragon!
An immense dragon would begin to destroy the whole body of Yakamoto, who was screaming in agony. However, after a few minutes, the dragon, as its name said, punished its victim. That's right, Yakamoto has been pulverized by such a bestial attack. However, all the universes were in complete chaos.
I'll not let the entire multiverse explode. With the power, I'll restore each of the time rifts that have been created.
Goku at that moment, with a loud roar, had released both hands of the Ozaru form, which were beginning to close each of the cracks his battle had caused against Yakamoto. Those present were observed, surprised at such a feat part of Goku.
This is amazing! Not even the Dragon God Zama was able to stop such imminent destruction of the 12 universes.
After a few minutes, in which Goku had spent every drop of his energy repairing each of the cracks, he would return to his base state, badly wounded and on the verge of death due to the great energy he used.
Controlling all the cracks in space-time exhausted me. It hurt me much more than fighting against that named Yakamoto.
In that instant, everyone would approach Goku, while Mikoshin and Nin, with their great celestial power, made Goku recover. After a few hours, Goku had completely recovered. When Mikoshin and Nin released the excess energy to his spiritual sea, Goku would stand up with a big smile.
So finally, now it's over apparently.
Lord Goku, I find your power a little hard to believe, but you three, Hit, Killer, God Beerus, and you, Lord Goku, we owe you our lives.
Goku, Hit, Beerus, you're welcome to join the Angelic Elite Squad. That's right, you three will be able to be general commanders and your word will have the same value as mine. I refuse after everything that happened. I want to return to my planet and spend time with my family.
I want to keep my position as God Destroyer of Universe 7. I accept. I'll be the protector of every being of the 12 universes, and my squadron will be called the Death Squad.
Everyone on Beerus' planet would give a big laugh at the name of Hit's squadron.
Thank you for all of us trusting us. We have finally been able to wipe out every being that was evil in the universe.
With every evil being, I doubt it very much, since in every corner there will always be beings that overwhelm you in power. Need's right, so let's not give up our training in order to be prepared in the case something appears.
In that moment, everyone would accept and each being would have dispersed back to its planet, galaxy, or universe. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.